Hello and welcome to live women's football from France this Friday evening, and it is the opening evening of the new domestic league campaign. Over the course of this weekend, all 12 of the division's clubs will be in action. First up, it is Lyon and Reims, with host Lyon cast in the most unusual role of wounded tigers, to borrow an old cliche, and we are all eager to see their response. Champions PSG are at home to Fleury on Sunday, and the progress of Bordeaux will be well worth watching this season too. We're going to see plenty of stars in action, and hopefully sooner rather than later we're going to see Anna Hegerberg back in action, the Lyon goal scorer supreme, who's not played since the very beginning of last year. But they have been busy recruiting. They have been making an off-season statement, no doubt about that. Until a few months ago, many of the Lyon players hadn't experienced anything other than success. But here, they will kick off a new campaign, not defending their crown, which will feel strange. So often, not just league winners, but continentally too. More often than not, double winners. And so often at the expense of PSG, it has to be said. Well, they were beaten on both of those fronts by PSG last term. I guess in the French evening sunshine, Reims are hoping that the backlash won't be too severe. It is certainly a tough opening assignment for the guests tonight. Face at the front of the Lyon queue there in Wendy Renard. We've seen some of her serving regular teammates disappear over the summer. Certainly a fresh look. Fresh optimism brought about by the new arrivals, including Christiane Endler there, who just got a shot off the new goalkeeper. Several who crossed the divide during the course of this summer and joined Sonia Van Postor's side. His first female coach. Won 4 of her 5 games, taking over at the back end of last term. There was a draw against PSG that had to be a win were they to overhaul them. It didn't happen, and you know the rest. Nika van der Stichel is the official with the whistle. There, Rachel Corbos, the American, meeting Wendy Renard in the middle. Let's take a check on the teams then. It's quite a different looking side for Lyon, not least because of the new arrivals from the rivals PSG. The 3 of them all start. The keeper Endler, the left back Moroni, and Signe Brun up front. Stalwarts remain. It is a very attacking looking lineup with Melvin Mallard, we think, on the left, and Brun through the middle. But the fact that Macario is nominally at least in midfield tells you plenty. She was playing centre forward for the back end of last term. This is the Reims side that faces them. They also have a debutant in goal, Emily Alvarado. They have another on the wing in Melik Pekel, who's come from Turkey in the off-season, and there's another debutant, in fact, up front in Naomi Feller. The teenager has been here for a while and actually played twice for Lyon a couple of years ago, but has never played in this league for Reims until now. So the response starts here for Lyon for once. A name other than theirs on the trophy. Do Reims feel that they might just catch them a bit cold with some new players trying to bed in? Or more realistically, be a fairly defensive setup and try and keep them at bay for as long as possible. Last season's league meetings brought a pair of wins for Lyon, which won't surprise you. 3-0, home and away. Actually quite modest by their standards, but been slightly shorter on goals. Only in relative terms, that is. They still won nearly all their games. Still without Hagerberg, of course, but bringing in Brun. And, one or two players off in America for a while as well. No Jennifer Marojan for the moment, nor Eugénie Le Sommet. They're going to be there till the end of the year. So Bouhaddi as well. Amandine Miquel there. He's the coach of Reims. A bit of reshuffling for her too. Lost the top two scorers, which is a big hit for any club of any level. Melissa Gomez off to Bordeaux, and Herrera as well. That was their first choice goalkeeper, Talis Joyce. Flipped forward by Corboz. Plenty of room here for Luke Jolly. Mallard, lovely, clever ball too, nice idea. Majri was making the run from deep. High stakes and high expectations for Lyon always. Jean-Luc Vasseur had a couple of years in charge and left in April, following an internal review of the season, apparently, which is more specifically pertaining to the fact they got knocked out of the Champions League by Paris Saint-Germain. What a free kick in a tasty position there. No foul on Brun, apparently. One of the trio to leave PSG for Lyon. What a statement that is, to be beaten in a title race and then take three players, and not just any players either. Three regulars in Brun and Moroni and the keeper Endler. Corboz. And again, pulled by the captain. Good ball. Endler couldn't take the risk of waiting for that one to get into the box. Strong header from Captain Renard. Still here, still brilliant. Still a regular goal scorer as well, despite being a centre-half. Had a new partner back there today. In fact, there are 4 debutants for Lyon here, next to Wendy Renard. Here's this player here, Alice Sombat, just 17, playing for the first time. Felicia Buchanan, the regular partner of Wendy Renard, is on the bench, along with Ellie Carpenter and a host of other stars. Youngsters, it has to be said. Well, that one will be a foul. Delphine Cascarino was definitely clipped. Deslandes just coming out of central defence and clipping her late on. Last year was her first as a regular, only missed 1 game. And she's the first name taken inside 5 minutes here, in a dangerous position for Lyon to try and deliver some quality. Renard, an obvious target, and she's not the only danger in there. It's low, it's clever, and it's deflected wide for a corner. It was Macario coming in. Wonderful impact having come in the early part of this calendar year. Katerina Macario. She's the short option for the corner too, but it's a traditional one. It's an own goal. Looked like Signe Brun went in for it. I'm not sure she got the final touch. Alvarado left helpless, really, by a sharp glancing blow, and it's everything Reims didn't want and everything Lyon were hoping for. An early opener. Looks like that's gone in off my kit. Dream start. 3 points clear at the top of the table already. Nice to have the chance for Lyon to play first, I suppose. Paris Saint-Germain begin their title defence at home to Fleury on Sunday. And she will know, as we all do, that it'll be a season where the pair of them win the vast, vast majority of their games. Well come down to the meetings between the pair, as it did last term. PSG won first by a 0-0 and held on all the way. Majri, dangerous ball, header on target from Brun. Alvarado will feel a bit better now. No chance at all with the goal for the new keeper who's come from Mexico. Fallon Tullis-Joyce played every minute last season when she's gone back to her native USA. Promising here for Boussy, onside. And that's not being cleared. One or two shouts, but only half-hearted for a handball as Naomi Feller struck goalward. And whoever she struck is still down, but Delphine Cascarino has eyes at the other end. And are still down from it. Not the impact, but more the landing. This will tell us more, I think. Just a shout there that the studs came in on the top of her boot. Painful one for the veteran. Barely missed a game for over a decade with Lyon for all 7 of the Champions League titles and 12 of the 14 league titles. Cascarino now. Typically busy attacking start, and Macario scuffed that. Almost turned into something useful, and it has in the end with a corner. Creating plenty of goals for Lyon for more than a decade now. Majri. It's another short routine. That's a great strike. It's 2-0. Loitering at the back of the box, Delphine Cascarino. And they're comfortable already. This is what Reims could not afford. Maybe Alvarado could have done a bit better. Did come through a crowd. Fingertips, not enough. It's flown into the back of a net, even via that slight deflection off the glove. What a start for Lyon. Statements made in their summer transfers. And on the field here already. Season. Attack Delphine Cascarino, albeit down on goals, but one of the top performers week in, week out, made plenty. Did actually have a bit of a drought. Comfortable opening 12 minutes or so for Christian Endler. Title winner in France last term with Paris Saint-Germain. Title winner once upon a time in the English WSL with Chelsea. Sloppy past that from young Sombach. An ambitious effort that isn't really going to test Endler. Nice idea, and the right idea, certainly. Poor Bose, though. Didn't get enough elevation on the shot or power. Nice idea, the good early ball. Janice came up, coming up from right back. Ellie Carpenter was the more regular. She's on the bench. There's Hegerberg. Just the 220 goals in 182 games for Lyon. Incredible. Winner of the very first Ballon d'Or the women's game had officially in 2018. Hasn't played since January 2020. Frightening that they've still been as good as they have been in her absence, even with that amount of goals ripped out. Scarina, the goal scorer, wins the throw. Still tons of wins for Lyon last term, just not quite the prolific scoring, and crucially, they weren't able to score in those two crunch games against PSG. That's where the title was effectively decided. These two, incidentally, also met in the Cup at the start of this year. That ended up 5-0 to Lyon. To go with the 3-0 home and away. It's nicely worked into Fella, and that's a super pass. Here comes Kessia Boussy. Can Reims grab something back? Just trying to remind Lyon that there's an attacking force to deal with as well as a defensive wall to try and get through. They've got through it twice already. A reminder that this match is brought to you by Atta Football. For free access to more premium European women's football content, visit attafootball.com. Here's Signe Brun. Out of nothing, Lyon end-to-end, and nearly a debut goal for the Danish forward. That's a good save from Alvarado. She and the crossbar keep the problems down to 2, but one suspects those problems will keep on coming. racking up the corners already, and Masri has swapped sides to take this one. Decent fist away from Alvarado. Thought we might see a free maker Van der Stiefel blow there, but he did go to a teammate after her touch. Change in the laws of the game from IFAB a couple of years ago, that one. Henry, always the glue. All the attacking players, Amandine Henry sits in the middle of midfield, dictating and fetching and winning back, and then supplementing the attack every now and then. Generally lets the others get on with it. It's quite a bench, isn't it? Carpenter, Buchanan, Basher would grace any back four in this division. In there too. That's a good ball. Anywhere will do for Reims at the moment. Look in the mood, don't they? Here's Macario. It's the centre forward back there. Get away. Just to emphasise the point, here's Fella. I was so used to win relentlessly. All 14 titles coming in what was an unbroken streak till the monopoly ceased to be. Did go down to the final game. Needed PSG to not win, and they did. While Lyon were hitting Fleury for 8 on the final day. Amandine Miquel might be fearing something similar here. Signs were there that PSG, with the likes of Signe Brun, were getting closer. The 1920 season, Lyon were only 3 points clearer than when it ended early with 6 games to play, and the next scheduled match was PSG against Lyon. They won their first title, finishing 7 points clear of PSG in 2014, and won them all until this spring. Looking for number 3 here, and nearly finding it. It's another decent stop that from Alvarado. Skill and strength from Caterina Macario. Came in and scored in 5 games running. First was in the Champions League against PSG, that at one point had them going through. A player who decided to forego her senior year in university in the States to join up with Lyon. Brazilian born, with a USA international nowadays. 21. Looks quite a player already. Backed by Corbos. Touch from Deland. Forward by Renat. purpose about that pass. Cascarino just too close to Alvarado. Cutback intended for Macario. Brune, good effort. Alvarado couldn't be sure which side of the post that was going. She'll be keen to start with some goals, that's for sure. Not entirely sure how soon Hagerberg will return. Shouldn't be too far off. And she is. It will be that she and Brune will often play together. We shall see. Brune moving a little further to the left. It's a fluid attack, and they do so much attacking that no one's nose is going to be put out of joint for exactly where they play in that forward line. Poor touch there from Alan Majri. A chance for Reims to get some ball in the Lyon half. What a great hit that is, on target. Jolly really let rip. Would have been a wonderful first goal for the club. Still in her teens, Lou Joly. Started a few last season, but was generally a substitute. Not off the mark yet. It was a lovely strike. Not seen so much of Elvine Mallard. Sometimes playing through the middle as the focal point. Physical presence was often used herself as an impact substitute rather than a starter. Getting that starting chance today. Pascaro put aside under pressure with a less than ideal clearance there. Relieved it has deflected back to a goalkeeper. New players for both coaches to get a first proper competitive look at here. Julie Pascaro there, signing in the off-season from Metz. Down. Bellet. Foul. Former teammate. Bellet becomes the second name taken, joining Ocean de Landes. On a card list. Making a run and hoping to be found. All went the way of Kessia Boussy instead. Quickly become a mainstay. Shame about the pass, that from Pekel. Side. Majri, that was a chunky looking challenge, might have left a little bit on that. the cautions we've already seen for the 2 Reims players. I wonder if that was a thought there. Tatiana Romanenko feeling the effects. With the older heads in a pretty young side, Ukrainian, starting at right back here. Came up. Scarino back to Amandine Henry. Just too high for Signe Brun. Thumbs up for the intention anyway. Quite an occasion for Alice Somba to get a debut, but to be doing so alongside Wendy Renard. Not quite the same as in training. Half the age. She wouldn't mind half the medals, I'm sure. All in good time, you would expect. Renard here. Such a rock at the back, such a danger going forward. Scored 10 goals in the league alone last time, Wendy Renard. One of them against Reims, actually. Mallard on target. Timed the run brilliantly, Melvin Mallard. Probably had to head that down though, rather than up. So back in with the challenge. Henry coming to collect. The flag will go up here. Can't imagine really winning 20, drawing once and losing once, and it not being good enough for a title, but it wasn't for Lyon last term. Yes, they've got extra quality compared to most, but it does put the pressure on. 20 out of 22 is not enough. Got a touch, but Amandine Henry, as usual, in the right place to pick up the bits. Here she is again. Into Brun, nicely moved, beautiful. Majri, Brun, would have been a wonderful goal. It's a pretty good save, as it turns out. Complete domination for half an hour here. Alvarado's been busy, and Brun is getting closer to that debut goal. Nothing wrong with that connection. Joly couldn't keep it. Henry straight onto it. Important challenge coming in from Grace Rapp in the middle there, the English midfielder. Tends to sit at the base of their midfield anyway, but certainly today. Renard suddenly with a recovery to effect here. Ball clipped in towards Kessia Boussy, and there was came up to deal with it. Good pace from Naomi Feller. Got the legs on Renard in terms of speed, if not size. Wendy Renard Such a tall player can cover the ground so quickly, but Fele was quick there. Just another little reminder. Clearly Reims a distant second favourite in this game. But doesn't mean they can't cause a problem. That was nearly one. Spotting that was where she needed to be, and in a hurry too, otherwise that was going to be a counter-attack. Moroni's touch towards Macario, and Romanenko will take the brief respite of a throw in here. Ball by Rapp. Taking in field, it's not going to make it to Lujoli. Just got enough on that to find her captain. All 12 clubs, of course, in action on this opening weekend. This one is the only one tonight. 4 more games tomorrow afternoon. Dijon-Montpellier, Soyo against Issy. Saint-Etienne will take on Bordeaux, who will expect to be at least knocking on the door of the top 2. Bordeaux, Paris FC against Guingamp, and Paris Saint-Germain at home to Fleury on Sunday. See if the crown wears heavy on them. Probably not, but you never know. Here goes Naomi Fele. It's a nice burst. She was quickly away from Sombat, just slightly lost her footing, otherwise that might have been a little more dangerous than it appeared. Cascarino quickly away from Mai Kit. Macario with the pull back. Corner is the call. Sigma Bruin just making enough of a nuisance of herself to make that happen. Well done, her. Thoroughly dominant 33 minutes for the fallen champions. Comes the latest Masri corner. It's another good one. Mitchell Corbos in the right place again to deal with it. Let's get it to the relative safety of the halfway line. Well, 2-0. Could be worse. May well be, but there's another Amal Masri corner coming here. It's another good one. No one was loitering round the back. Everyone started to make the near run, but good ball, that. Where were you, she'll be saying. A reminder that this match is brought to you by Atta Football. For free access to more premium European women's football content, make sure you visit attafootball.com. Nicely worked into Captain Corbos and back from Fella. All the right intentions there. Training ground manoeuvre into the forward, hold up play, the lay back to the midfielder and the runner coming either side. Just failed on execution. We know what will be deemed success for Sonia Bonpastor this term. Been with the academy for nearly a decade, following a glittering playing career for the club. 5 league titles, couple of Champions Leagues. And the international captain is of France as well. Only her 6th official game in charge, this. 4 wins out of 5 and the one dreaded 0-0 draw with Paris Saint-Germain that effectively decided the title right at the back end of the season. Second to last game. Even in moments like that, when Reims have a sniff of some possession in midfield and runners willing in front of them, Lyon very quick to win it back. Macario, strong enough to win the free kick despite having 2 for company. Joanne Joly couldn't help herself. Henri, Brun is possessed. The fella will have the chance to turn here. And as usual, Kessia Boussi is making the burst. And now Kessia Boussi's in the middle waiting for the ball. It's not going to come to her, though, in between her and Christiane Endler, who's yet to make a save of any real note on her bow. That's the second chance. And there won't be that many of them that Melik Pekel, the new signing from Turkey, has had to cause a problem there. Didn't get her angles right. Wasn't an easy ball to play, but she'll be disappointed with that from the look of Amandine Miquel, her coach. She was too. Majri. Mallard around the back, unmarked and denied. Excellent goalkeeping from Alvarado, who spread herself as best she could. She's had a couple of half opportunities now, arriving at that far post. Would have been one in the face there. A hit worth taking. Julie Pasquero with the free kick here. 7 minutes to half-time. Melvin Mallard got away with a poor one. Lyon start again from the back with the experience and the youth of Renard and Sombat. Nicely done by Cascarino, fired into Cayman, who took it well. Majri, this is a brilliant move. Cascarino! And for the second time in this half, you think, what a goal that would have been, and very nearly was. Both have come from this same channel. Great football, just a shame about the finish. For a while, I think Cascarino's only goal of last season was one of 9 scored in December away at Issy. Broke a long spell with an excellent goal at Guingamp in the spring. Came up. Sombat, French Youth International, on debut, finding Wendy Renard. Moroni. 4 debutants in this Lyon lineup. You wouldn't know it, though. Henri should be cleared. It's very calmly done by Rapp. But very quickly won back by Lyon, and that is the pattern, isn't it? Another debutant coming soon, Lyon as well. They signed Danielle van der Donk from Arsenal. Player who's won everything in the English game after 6 years as a gunner. Mallard's cross, far post is Majri. loopy and over the top. Such is their domination generally. Odd as it may sound, sides are quite often reasonably happy to be able to get in at half-time, perhaps only 1 or 2 down to Lyon. 0-0 is the stuff of dreams, but that was eliminated as an outcome very quickly. 4th minute own goal. Quickly followed by Cascarino here, making it 2, and she's just tried to roll in the underlapping run of Cayman. Delon came across on the cover. Solid clearance. That needed to be another one of those right there. Lyon put on the squeeze, trying to get a third before the interval. The referee's going to just blow up here because my kit is down inside her 18-yard area, and that's why. Grace Rapp got hold of that. Well, not an ideal start to the season. You're never going to want to face someone as deadly as Lyon anyway, but an unfortunate own goal that she couldn't have done anything about, and now a bash on the head from your teammate. Thankfully, it was at least a partly glancing blow. Warm evening, an early chance for refreshments. Renard allowed to just gently trot forward into Reims territory. They're happy to sit in here and get themselves into the interval with the deficit down at 2. Somba to Cascarino. Somba again. Renard here has seen a few teammates over her glittering Lyon career. Said goodbye to some real long-term buddies though. Some have just gone. Bouwadi for now, the goalkeeper. Saki Kumagai, who's given a lovely send-off after the Fleury game, for which she was captain. Gone to Bayern, the Bundesliga. Not the only departures. They have been selling as well as buying Lyon. Nikita Paris, who was signed essentially to help fill the goal-scoring void when Hegerberg was injured. Really work out. A prolific season for Nikita Paris. He's gone to Arsenal. And Sakina Karshawi, who looked a real threat down the left-hand side. has crossed that divide the other way. The 3 PSG players coming to Lyon. Well, Kalshawi has gone from Lyon to PSG. Essentially, kind of a swap for Pearl Maroney, who's on left back for Lyon tonight. Into first half stoppage time, a check of the watch. Corboz was beaten to it. Lyon, just for a moment, smelt danger there. Maroney, Renard. Good turn, not quite matched with power from Katerina Macario. Well, looking for number 3 right at the end of the half there. They'll settle for 2. Lyon have been dominant, as one might have expected. The early own goal, certainly a helping hand. I suspect it might have arrived sooner rather than later anyway. Delphine Cascarino are adding the second. And so the deposed champions on opening night are a happy bunch as they trot off 2-0. They lead Reims at the break. Opening night in the Division 1 Féminine, and Lyon in control already at home to Reims. 14 shots, 9 of them on target, 2 of them in the back of the Reims net, although one was a cross. The only 2 cards we've seen have both come from Reims, who've been doing a lot of defending, and I think we can expect that to continue after the interval which the players are in at the moment. Lyon on the front foot from the very beginning here, and they serve notice with a quick little routine there as Masri fired it into Macario. Keep an eye on that because you're going to see it again shortly. And Reims only just awake in time for it as my kit came and got in the way, but she also, unfortunately for her, sliced that one into her own net moments later. Such an early lead for such a heavy favourite. It's always likely to make it a long evening for the guests from Reims. Esther May-Kit just needed a more solid connection. She could probably do that 10 times and it wouldn't end up in the back of the net. But unfortunately for her, that's where it ended up. Just 2 or 3 times perhaps Reims have come forward and looked like they might pose a threat. And Yabusi there with that ball in has been the most likely to cause a problem. Question there was whether, well, really, who fouled who. But here's the 2-0 goal. Another ball played rather than to the crowd, but to someone lurking. That someone was Delphine Cascarino. Lovely connection. Not right in the corner, but a sweet enough strike to make it 2-0. A little bit of sympathy for Alvarado, who would have seen that late coming through the crowd of bodies. As you can see there, just the fingertips, but not enough for the debutant keeper. Newly arrived Mexican international, beaten twice in the first half. It could have been more. That was a lovely ball, and it was a brilliant stop from Alvarado. One of 4 debutants in the Lyon side. Signe Brun there, nearly marking her bow with a great goal. First touch, and indeed the shot, were perfectly executed, really. It's just a good stop and a bit of crossbar. She and Macario lurking in the middle there, and Brun having a snapshot herself when perhaps no one was expecting it. Again, nice connection, but again, no debut goal for the Danish forward. Scored 7 of them last term for Paris Saint-Germain. He's had a shot on target here, and it was a good one actually. Youngster Lou Jolly arriving here. Lovely touch. Good connection. Rare save, and a quiet first half for one of the other Lyon debutants, the goalkeeper Christian Endler, another one of those who's joined from Paris Saint-Germain during the off-season. Mallard has managed to get into the game. I think the more it's gone on, this was a brilliantly timed run from the forward. She's starting from the left today, just coming in round from that position. A couple of half chances, that was one of them, but a tough angle to head in from, in fairness. Definitely onside. Alvarado with the save. And this was a great move. Majri so often in the middle of it. Amandine Henry, then into Brune, and there's Majri. First time pass, lovely weight. Another good hit from Signe Brune. She's got hold of all of her shots. She's found the goalkeeper in the way on a couple of occasions. And that is why it is Lyon 2, Reims 0. This was another opportunity with just a few minutes to go. Majri and Mallard again round the back. Again a good first touch, sort of good spread from Alvarado, who won't have many busier days in goal than this one. So perhaps getting one of the toughest assignments out of the way early on. Opening night in the Division 1 Féminine. This was another really nice move. Cascarino, Majri, Cayman all involved. Look at the football. If that had ended up in the bottom corner, that would have been some goal. But they're playing with real confidence, Lyon, and they're 2 up. Now the moment of the half is brought to you by Atta Football. A reminder that for more premium European women's football content, you can and absolutely must visit attafootball.com. And our chosen moment is this one. What a hit. Delphine Cascarino with an opening night goal. What a finish it was. This is where this game sits in the opening weekend schedule. Lyon and Reims getting it all going tonight. Tomorrow, all kicking off together at lunchtime. Dijon-Montpellier, Soyo against Issy, Saint-Etienne against Bordeaux, Paris FC at home to Guingamp, before Paris Saint-Germain take to the field on Sunday afternoon to start their title defence at home to Fleury. So a pretty comfortable 45 minutes work done so far by the proposed champions of Lyon. No smiles for now. You would expect a continuation of the dominance. Maybe Reims could muster a little more of a threat. They're going to have to try and keep the ball in midfield a little more, whilst trying also to stem the threat at the back door as well. It's a big ask. It always is when you play a team with this much quality. Christian Endler faced 3 shots in that half, 2 of them on target, but both saves were pretty comfortable. Pastor and her players have a Champions League tie to begin coming up after this. They'll be away to Levante, who had a good finish in Spain last term. They'll be away at Saint-Etienne, back on league duty next weekend. Amandine Miquel there will, I'm sure, be looking forward to next weekend more than she's looking forward to this second half. Reims are at home to Guingamp. A winnable fixture for sure. Team in and around them in the middle of the table. They were 6th last term, Reims, more than respectable. And a finish earned primarily by a really strong end. Overall, they won 9 times, drew 3, and lost 10. But they actually won 5 of their final 7 matches to finish well clear of the danger, with which they had been ever so slightly flirting during the earlier part of the campaign. We've seen that Naomi Feller, the young striker, has got pace, and that might be something that could cause Wendy Renard a problem. Hints of it 1 or 2 times in that first half. So what have Reims got by way of riposte? Got to keep the ball, despite the pressure, a little better in the middle. That's exactly where they've lost it. Amel Majri here, and Cascarino. Good movement by Brune in the middle, doesn't quite reach her. Grace Rapp was in the way, but the danger's not over. Lyon beginning the second half as they did the first, with a really early corner and some front foot football. High kick, an important challenge there. It was a dangerous crossing position for Delphine Cascarino. Cario now on corner duty. This one at least. Into Renard. And Signe Brune coming in at the far post. So well placed to score a debut goal. Maybe she was just on the stretch. Or is that being kind? Yeah, came to her pretty quickly. Didn't really have the time to adjust and therefore be able to head it downward. It's a hat-trick of chances for the new arrival. Renard, such a threat. Scored twice against Reims last term. Both front corners, Wendy Renard. Some defending to do here, though. Naomi Feller. Pekel. Needs some support. Romanenko coming to provide it. Here she is, the Ukrainian. Back to Pascaro, the new signing from Metz. That's nicely played, and Pekel is in the clear here. 4 to aim at. How's the cross? Oh, it's good, but the finish isn't. Feller has sliced it. Not an easy finish by any stretch, but little maybe moment there for Reims to remind them that they can at least pose an initial threat. Somba. Delande getting it to Maikit. Here's Grace Rapp. An English midfielder that has not played very much in England at all. She's had a career in Iceland and now obviously in France. Irregular. She's getting back in a hurry here to help the defensive effort as Melvin Mallard strikes brilliantly goalwards. So close to number 3. Here she is again. Mashri has really got that one all wrong, and for a player of her technique and quality, that is a surprise. Super experienced French international. Before it was the Mallard effort against the foot of the post. A confident Emily Alvarado might tell you she'd have had it covered if it was inside that post. And that would have been tight. You know Lyon are bossing it when the centre halves step up like this, but that's a poor pass from Renard, and there was an early ball on there for Felle. Pekel. Boussy with her arm in the air, still loitering, trying to make that run in behind, and she is the target. Sonback gets the header away, but not that far away, as Naomi Felle goes goalwards again. A couple of moments of real promise for Reims at the start of this second half. It's been an open stretch start to the half with nearly moments at both ends. Scored goals at international level for the French youth team, Naomi Felle, but not in this league for anyone, even with Lyon when she was there a couple of years ago, from round side to side of it. Still very young, and although she gave Wendy Renard a decent head start, it's away by Endler. Might just be feeling a bit more under threat in the second half. The problem is, the more you're invited on like that, more gaps Lyon will have to expose when they can come forward like this. Cayman with the cross. Too close to Alvarado. Close enough to sink the broom. I suspect was the target. Just came on the Belgian. Scored against France herself last season. Doesn't usually start there, but will always get a reasonable amount of game time. And Carpenter, the Australian, usually has the berth, more often than not anyway. She's on the bench tonight. We'll see her later. Macario. That might be a free kick. Great dummy from Mashri. Well, that one surely should have been a free kick. The second challenge, maybe the first wasn't, but the second definitely was. Nothing given. And now Reims on the counter. Boussy. Return ball had to be better from Felle. Mallard finding Macario. Delicate little dink in from Henri. Macario trying to keep the attack alive. Another crossing chance. There's only Brunner in the middle. It very nearly found her. Romanenko under pressure. Is able to get it away. Here comes Moroni. Heavy touch from her. And again, Romanenko there. Came on the burst again. They don't look in the mood to declare it 2-0, do they, Lyon? Mashri. Nicely done. She's got it back here, Amel Mashri. I think that was probably a shot. Nearly ended up as a useful ball for Melvin Mallard, but I suspect the intention was going for goal. Nice pass. 3 on 3. Keshiabusi. And that's typically calm, effective defending from the veteran Lyon skipper. Nice touch, Corbos. Passing, just been a little off. You see. And so was that. Macario jumping in on it. Lyon looking to make it count. Plenty forward. They haven't made it count again. Depending on what Grace Rapp wants to do here, there could be a break on, and she's played a lovely ball. And Bussi's going to get there. What an important cover tackle from Janice came on. The fans enjoyed that. Really dangerous situation developing there. You feel like Keshiabusi's going to be involved if Reims do anything at the sharp end. The young player has quickly become a mainstay, only 20. Hadn't featured at all before last season, but became a player who never missed a game. Ever present in the league, started all but one of the matches. Keshiabusi. Yeah, a little more quality around her, could be a really effective player. Tough when you're forced to sell a couple of your main forwards, as Reims were. Amandine Miquel losing Melissa Gomez. Got into double figures for them last term to Bordeaux, and the Costa Rican Herrera also going to Bordeaux. Bordeaux third in this division, were the best of the rest for the second year running. Still a big old gap to the top two, but Bordeaux this term will be keen on closing it. Before that penultimate match of the season, Lyon drew 0-0 with PSG. Bordeaux were the only side to have stopped them beating them. There's Bussi again. Ambitious effort, you never know where it was headed because the block was there. Relatively high again here. This ball is intended for Malika Pekel. And again, Renard to the rescue. Once upon a time, well before Lyon's monopoly, Reims were the force in the early years of the French women's game. Won the title 5 times between 1975 and 1982. Decline for a while followed, but they have been on the up for a little while now too. Came 8th a couple of seasons ago, 6th last season. Try and continue the upward trend this term. Realistically, 4th is the best that the other sides in the league outside of Lyon, PSG and Bordeaux will be aiming for. Changes coming here from Sonia Bonpastor. Alice Sombat making way. Kadisha Buchanan is restored to her usual place alongside Wendy Renard at the back. Pelmeroni is off as well. And that will be a like-for-like replacement. Selma Basha, a young, exciting player. He'll be keen to remind her coach that even though Pelmeroni is a title winner, she's a big part to play this term in that regard. And Caterina Macario, the other player withdrawn here, Damaris Segurola, her replacement. Not been able to get much game time since arriving in January of this year, Damaris Segurola. She had only just joined Everton in the English WSL in the September. Wasn't a move that worked out, but going to get at least half an hour here. Foul on Henri. Lyon have the free kick. Grace Rapp is going to make way here as Jade Rastokla replaces her. Should be a straight swap in midfield unless there's some tinkering from Amandine Miquel. And we're also going to see Sonia Houchen not be used to the role of substitute. Their first job is of the defensive variety. That's Henri, and it's in. Signe Brun. Unless Cayman pinched it, it's not going to count. Offside is the call. Now, who was offside? Because if it was, Cayman popping in behind. Well, let's just have a look here. Sure about that. That might have crossed the line anyway before Cayman got the touch, so it would have been a perfectly okay goal for Signe Brun. Chalked off, we shall see. May not matter, it might do. Certainly will to her. Rastokla straight into the action, just 17 years young. How about this for a debut? Weight of pass there. How's the cross this time? Oh, it's dangerous. Fired in towards Brun. 50-50 there with Emily Alvarado was always likely. Neither of them pulled out of that challenge, did they? It's over Renard. They'll do it again from the other side. What a cross that is, off a bouncing ball. Gerardo just got there first. Signe Brun has had plenty of nearly moments for that goal to mark her Lyon bow. Another good corner. Renard up again. This time hers was the final touch. And it's the respite of a goal kick for Reims. racy and gutsy stuff from young Selma Basha. Breakthrough season last term. Mostly highs, as they generally are for all Lyon players, but one low was a rather dramatic red card in the September 3-0 win against Reims. She's gone on her way then, way down the left wing again already. And Buchanan, that's a brilliant ball into Mallard. It's a strong hit that from Masri. That must have been going close. Well, the block came to stop it. Here she is again. And Mallard, who's already hit the post, trying to work the room for another effort from the similar sort of range. Oh, it's a brilliant run. It's a brilliant tackle as well. And it's only a corner. Janice came charging through. How about that for a bit of well-timed defending? That's brilliant from Pascaro. Basha takes the corner. As usual, Renard is the target. Too high even for her. This match, remember, is brought to you by Atta Football. For free access to more premium European women's football content, make sure you visit attafootball.com. Chance here for Boussy. Too much back on the cutback. Mallard. Offside. Well, they've got 40-odd minutes here of play without conceding again. It would have been fearful for them after that sharp Lyon start. A couple of goals in the opening quarter of the game. Not been able to add to it yet. Been some good defending in terms of character and the blocks. They've also held their line pretty well. They've managed to draw the offside flag a few times. Maybe the one on the Brunner goal, in inverted commas, was fortunate, but they still get their third anyway, Lyon, or if Reims can continue to hold firm. You suspect, not that they'd ever admit it pre-match, but if they come away from Lyon away on opening night with a 2-0 defeat, well, most clubs in the league will fare worse than that, let's put it that way. Flag up again here, and a card out actually for the challenge. Cascarino not impressed at all, but her name has been taken. Late challenge after the ball had been cleared. Poised and ready. We've seen that one before. Planet Football has borrowed it from Iceland. Stepping up to win it. Buchanan behind her as ever. Great turn from Omri, twice over. Superb. One of the least flashy players, funnily enough, in the Lyon lineup, but one of the most important. Lyon are going to make a change shortly. More on that in a second, because here's Selma Basha. Dangerous ball. Majri met it. It'll come to nothing. To the final 20 minutes. Scoreline is as it was after 20 odd. That will be the cue for the change, and we're going to see Emmeline Laurent. Cascarino may well actually, with this move, have made way anyway. The fact she's been carded has probably just emphasised that. There is Emmeline Laurent. Originally signed 4 years ago, but has been off elsewhere, having loans and things with Bordeaux and Atletico Madrid last term. But back in the fold now, and back on the field now is Ellie Carpenter, a straight swap at right back with the smiling Australian on. Up by my kit. Here is Son Bacle. She's given it away. The debutante was only 17 last month. Forward delightfully into the path of Basha. She couldn't quite take the ball with her, but she still got there, and she still kept that in. That's incredible play. Carpenter gets it forward to Laurent, the two players who've just come on involved instantly. Emmeline Laurent, dangerous ball, and an important header in the middle from Pasquero. Otherwise, that was surely 3-0. Looks like she's going to take. It's a good one too, and a loopy header. Garola. Change coming here from the guest bench. Malika Pekel's debut is over. We're going to see Charlene de Prof replace her. Yet another debutante. made it to one substitute's bench last term. Didn't get off it, but she's off the bench for the final 20 minutes or so here, Charlene de Proft. Another 17-year-old getting game time here. This Reims side is getting younger and younger as the game goes on. But they're not falling further and further behind. Not yet, anyway. Another busy Boussy is into the action again here. Going to need some help, though. This she is again, Boussy. Looked up and hit it. And it was worth hitting, I think. Scored 5 times last season. Definitely a player to watch, I think, as these French domestic campaigns roll on. I suspect she might not be at Reims level forever. Carpenter to Buchanan. The Canadian clips it forward. Malar leaves it for Basha. Dangerous ball and a lovely header. It would have been a debut goal for Emerine Laurent. Got up brilliantly to steer it down, and the base of the post comes to the rescue of Reims. Nicely rolled. She might be in again, Laurent, she is, and it's hit her and Brune on its way through, and Alvarado collects. In the second of those opportunities, Laurent seems to have hurt herself. She's not the only one. Joly also down. Painful one for both of them, by the looks of it. Looks like they're both okay. You expect an onslaught every time you play Lyon, and they have had plenty of attacks. They have hit both posts, but they've not been absolutely peppering the Reims goal, and that in itself is a minor victory and speaks volumes for that kind of commitment you see with that challenge there from Joly. Great header a moment ago from Laurent. Fifth player today to make a Lyon debut. Laurent. Seven goals in the Spanish league last term with Atletico. Second debut, just to be entirely correct, following those spells with Bordeaux and Atletico. Would have been a lovely way to mark it, got up so well. Quite brilliant bit of aeronautics to engineer a header that went downward from there. Away by Alvarado. Henri. Across comes Delande with the challenge. She's done well to keep on getting her blocks in without a threat of a second yellow card, having received a caution so early in the game. Ocean Delande. Basha. Cannon. Nicely done. Carpenter. That's a good cross. And Majri got up there to win it, but not with sufficient power. The Lyon back four, as you call them a back four, given how much time they spend in the opponent's half, looking a bit more like last season's now. Carpenter, Buchanan, Renard and Basha. It was either Basha or Karshawi. Karshawi, remember, having gone to Paris Saint-Germain. The final 10 minutes as Renard gets it into Damara Segurola. Majri, advantage played. There was definitely a cheeky little late challenge coming in there. The referee saw that Lyon still had possession in a relatively promising position. Henri will find Basha. Reims want a free kick. Referee not interested in that. Basha again, Mallard. Terrible layoff, but somehow Amal Majri's won it back. Still, Reims defending with 9 outfield players here, and the referee will now go and check on Romanenko. Where it happened, Melvin Mallard just got a piece of her as she went past. Looked like an accidental collision. A reminder while we wait for the treatment to Romanenko that this match is brought to you by Atta Football. For free access to more premium European women's football content, do make sure you visit attafootball.com. Change is coming by the looks of it here. Lyon have already made their 5. A little too eager, Khadija Buchanan. Majri to Mallard. She's had a couple of decent chances in this game, plus something good. Really call a chance, but a 25-yarder drilled off the base of the upright. Now Basha, one-on-one with Pasquero, and she'll take her on. Left back to right back, and maybe back again. Still moving rather gingerly. I'm not sure that she's going to be staying on the field too much longer. Tatiana Romanenko. Selma Basha running at you. even when you are 100%, never mind when you aren't. Carpenter. That's a lovely weighted pass in there. Basha to Masri, and she knew she had to whip it in quickly and did. Laurent arriving and Brune in front of her on the dive. That must have been close to a connection. Great awareness of the situation there from Amel Masri to know there was no time for a touch. Joly is going to make way here. Very difficult circumstances. I think she's had an excellent game, the youngster in the middle of that midfield, because it's as tough an assignment as they come. Going to see Shana Chossenot, and also going to see Alia Monikongo, and indeed it is for Romanenko. Romanenko looks injured, and Lou Joly looks absolutely knackered. Got through a lot of work. There is Monikongo. So many debutants in this game, can lose count, but she's another. Free kick again for that Lyon. And in the absence of a whistle, I was just going to say there might have been a counter-attacking opportunity for Reims, but couldn't make anything of it. 4 minutes plus stoppage time here as Masri lets it run across her. Congo engaging. Mallard to Masri. Mallard again. Henri. Carpenter. It's cannoned off Boussy. Youngster Schoss not doing the running up top here now. The youngest debutant of the lot, in fact, the latest new introduction for Reims. She's still 16, Shana Chossenot. Crazy when you're watching what is, in theory at least, senior football. Someone's just come onto the field who was born in 2005. That is all 5 changes made by both coaches, incidentally. Laurent. And Deslandes got a touch, I thought. Maybe not the last one. Perhaps it can back off Laurent again. Basha. Forward by De Proft. Schoss not chasing Buchanan. Talk about golfing experience there. 16-year-old forward up against 2 of the very best in the business in terms of medal-winning centre-halves. Buchanan in her 6th year with Lyon. Duena in her 13th. There's space here for Basha and options. She's going the direct route. She's won a corner by the touch from Julie Pasquerot. Always all action, Selma Basha. With a cameo role, a really busy one here in her corner. Is in towards you-know-who, as usual. You can see why she gets double figures in goals occasionally, Wendy Renard, and did last term. And she jumps well. She's got 6 inches or so on everyone. Not much chance. Well held up by Chosnot. The pass was a good one too, to find Charlene de Proft. But Corbos couldn't keep it, and Henri is coming forward for Lyon here. It's a stoppage time. Laurent backing herself. Very tight angle, and a little bit of guesswork there, and a question from one official to another. Goal kick is the call, in fairness to those officials. It's a very difficult one to tell. Both of them twice. Rostokla back to Alvarado. May have been fearing the worst, especially when 2 early goals went in. I think she's had an excellent debut, the New Mexican, between the posts for Reims. Made some good saves. No chance at all with either goal. It's the sort of game that in the past has got messy for opponents of the mighty Lyon. You get a couple early. Been able to add to that tally. Two and a half minutes left of stoppage time. The ball forward has got to be better than that. It was Boussy who's been good tonight, who's got her angles wrong. A harsh lesson against the very best here. Mallard and Alvarado, and the latter wins. Halfway through stoppage time. Easier for us. It's nothing much harder than Lyon. They haven't got PSG anytime soon. They've got Guingamp next. Paris FC away, not PSG. After that in mid-September. Then an international break before they are at home to Montpellier and on their travels away at Issy. Expect to get something from those games, and you'll see more of them as an attacking force in those games. Basha, very much an attacking force in every game. Amandine Henri, still spraying beautiful passes like that one to Laurent. Cut back, 3-0, there's Basha. She scores her first league goal for Lyon. Deep into stoppage time, and look at the smile on her face. Off the bench into the back of the net, and brilliant from the debutante Emmeline Laurent. Selma Basha did score a Champions League goal for Lyon as a 17-year-old at Ajax, but she's never done it in the Division 1 until there. Lovely moment, and a finish that she simply couldn't miss. Well, they've waited a long time for that third goal, these home fans. Still think Alvarado can be pleased with her night's work. Again, Entirely without fault for that. It's a good ball. Charlie de Proft be beaten to it by Basha, who's full of beans at the lowest ebb. Never mind right now. It is an opening night victory for a slightly new look Lyon. Dominant as expected. 3 goals would be about par. They put 3 past Reims in both games last term in this division. They've opened their league campaign as they try and wrestle back their title after so long as being holders with exactly that scoreline. 5 debutants for Sonia Bonpastor, and some old favourites in there too. Clean sheet for Christiane Endler on her bow. An own goal early, an excellent strike from Delphine Cascarino, and then a very late third from the ever lively Selma Basha. That's everything that Sonia Bonpastor would have been hoping for. A good win, a good performance, and a clean sheet for the noisy fans in the home sunshine. 3 points. They are top of the table, but everyone else has got to play this week. 3-0 the final score. Opening night in the French top flight, and it was dominated, as expected, by the deposed champions of Olympique Lyonnais. 29 shots they managed against Reims, 12 of them on target. Reims actually defended pretty well and won't be overly disappointed to have gone down by 3-0, all things considered. Well, the signs weren't good for Reims, who finished 6th last term when, with not even 6 minutes on the clock, the unfortunate Esther May Kit put through her own net there from the Amel Majri corner. Near post slice. 1-0 so early on. Reims would have been fearing the worst. Would have been fearing even worse when another Majri corner was pulled back to the back of the D and was hit like a rocket by Delphine Cascarino. A regularly excellent performer for Lyon in recent times, but not necessarily that regular a goal scorer. Well, she got hold of this, and at that point we were thinking that Lyon were in the mood for many, many more. As it happened, they'd have to wait a very long time for another goal. Signe Brun, debutant, having come from PSG in the summer, had 3 or 4 of their chances. That was a great strike from her there, matched by a save from another debutant, Emily Alvarado, Mexican international keeper brought in by Reims during the summer, making a good save, and she made plenty of those saves. There were 1 or 2 moments of promise for Reims. This was one of them. Nice take here from the teenager Lou Joly. A really good strike. That was a rare save for the new goalkeeper for Lyon this term, Christiane Endler. Otherwise, it was a pretty quiet evening for the debutante. Lyon struck the post twice in search of number 3. This just before the half-hour mark. Wonderful move as Brunner hit that one. In fact, that wasn't the post hit, that was coming later. Just another good save from Alvarado, and perhaps slight frustration for Signe Brun, having come from PSG and getting the start up top, that she didn't manage to score on her debut. There were 5 debutantes in all over the piece for Lyon. This was Melvine Mallard. It's a great strike. That was the first of their 2 post hits. Really good hit. Kadisha Buchanan. The ball, Mallard left it. Basha with the cross, and Emeline Laurent making her 2nd debut for Lyon, if you like, after being away with Atletico Madrid and Bordeaux in between. Really good off the bench, excellent performance, and that was her with a fine header that probably deserved a goal, to be fair, which she got herself an assist at least right at the end of stoppage time. Wonderful pass from Amandine Henry. Here's Laurent, and there, Selma Basha arriving to tuck in her first goal in this division and round off a thoroughly comprehensive 3-0 win to go with the 3 points for Lyon. Now the moment of the match is coming up right now, and that is brought to you by atafootball.com. And it is goal number 3. A simple finish, but a wonderful moment. Selma Basha's first in this division at the end of a great move. So a reminder that this was the opening game of this season's French top flight. Lyon beginning, as they always do, with 3 points. Saturday sees Dijon take on Montpellier, Soyo against Issy. Saint-Etienne are the hosts of Bordeaux, who a lot of people are going to be interested to watch this term to see how close they can get up to the top 2. Paris FC are at home to Guingamp, that's also tomorrow afternoon. And on Sunday, last season's title winners, Paris Saint-Germain, begin their campaign at home to Fleury. So it's a happy Sonia Bonpastor after her side have begun the season without any shocks and with lots of good football. 3 points and 3 goals, and on they go to their Champions League travels at Levante in midweek. It was pretty simple, not quite child's play for Lyon tonight, but they were much the better side and deserved the points. From us for now, it's goodbye.